Hey there, it's Wasted Potential 616 back again with some more comic reviews. For this little video, it's going to be an X-Men related video. So let's start off with the first issue of X-Men Schism. This was a very good comic. Now, this is the beginning. Well, I say the beginning. They've done a couple of sort of prelude to Schism books, and I didn't get it. I usually find that those books are kind of unnecessary and just more ways to make money off the poor, long-suffering comic book readers that don't have that much money. But anyway, so this is kind of the start of the storyline. Now, I think everyone pretty much knows what the result of the storyline is going to be. I mean, it's hardly a spoiler as alert. Basically, it's going to end with, it's been advertised this way, Wolverine versus Cyclops, and there's going to be 2 new X-Men titles, or the X-Men titles going to be changed to one which is led by Cyclops, possibly, and one which is Wolverine and the X-Men. But this is going to be the story of how it all starts, and this is just a really solid issue. It's a good start to the story, so it's a good first issue. Lays the groundwork. It doesn't reveal too much. Now, basically, because the storyline is going to centre on Wolverine and Cyclops, what this issue does is it kind of analyses their relationship, but does it in such a way, it does it through showing them in a situation, or various situations, rather than going through history, of how they act and blah blah blah, It basically shows how, Wolverine interacts with Cyclops, but also some important ways, other members of the X-Men, some of the younger aspects, and how in some ways he's not really a leader and not really a teacher, but in other ways he is, and in a very different way to Cyclops. And this is all done very well. It's written by Jason Aaron, who semi-recently he's shown that he can do Wolverine. He knows what he's doing when it comes to Wolverine. The artwork, also Carlos Pacheco. I've liked his artwork throughout the years. It's developed a lot over the years. It's become much more sort of streamlined. I remember years and years ago when his artwork was very reminiscent of Joe Madera or Joe Mad, easiest thing to call him. And he's sort of kind of replaced him and sort of had a similar art style, but it's very much his own art style these days. And just does a really good job in some nice splash pages, but overall good composition. He's one of the artists that is very good at facial expressions and expressing emotion through facial expressions. So artwork good. Now, a lot goes on in this. While sort of Wolverine and Cyclops' characters are kind of shown, it's in the context of an overall story. They go to an arms what's the word I'm looking for? It's almost like a UN meeting about arms, and they want there to be less Sentinels and whatnot. Also, there's another story going on where this boy who's sort of rising through the ranks of this business, and he kind of portrays his father, and it turns out that he's the head of a certain organisation, which is it's part of X-Men history. You can probably guess what it is, but I'm not going to say. And that was cool. That sets up that aspect of the story nicely. This is just a very good read. As an X-Men fan, if you're an X-Men, especially if you're a Wolverine fan, you're probably going to pick this up anyway, so you don't really need my recommendation. But this is really nicely done, and I'm really looking forward to the rest of the storyline and this whole miniseries. It's such a cool and kind of interesting concept. You know, the team splitting up and Wolverine and Cyclops being, you know, the figureheads of both. That it, you know, it's the sort of thing that kind of Marvel have done in the past where it could just rest on the cool concept, and the actual execution of it is a bit lackluster because it's such a cool concept they can just rely on that. But the execution of it is brilliant in this, it really is. And there's some just nice little hit. Oh, by the way, I'm not sure you can see in this light, but oh, cool splash page, Wolverine, Cyclops, getting Sentinels, you know, brilliant. As I said, there's nice little scenes with them in where, you know, you can tell they're not each other's biggest fan, but there is this mutual, quiet respect for each other, which is it's a very important relationship within the X-Men and the dynamic of the team. But there's lots of little sort of touches here and there which are quite good. I mean, there's one of my favourite bits is there's a bit where sort of Magneto, Emma Frost, Cyclops and Namor are sort of having a meeting about the situation at hand, and sort of Wolverine's in the doorway, sort of listening in, but doesn't actually join in. He goes off and sort of let's just say just interacts with one of the younger members who he was a bit screwing to, you know, a bit rude to earlier on. And that just kind of shows the depth of Wolverine's character. It could have been cheesy, but it was portrayed quite well. Also a nice little conversation. Well, some nice dialogue between him and Kitty Pryde, especially if you know the history between the characters. I'd just say, thanks, Kitty. You sure you know what you're doing? I survived you being a teenager, didn't I? Yeah, but you also showed me how to use a sword before I was old enough to wear a bra. Who's the new lucky girl? Anyway, I mean, as we know, Wolverine has all of these non-sexual relationships with sort of young girls, and what they know, Jubilee, Kitty Pryde, to a lesser extent that Armor character. Anyway, I think I've rambled on long enough. Probably haven't mentioned Cyclops enough in this, but he's portrayed well as well, you know, pretty straight, not too much depth into him, but, you know, sort of his straight down the line sort of business, you know, centered on the mission attitude. But yeah, I really enjoyed this. Written really well, artwork really good. It's going to be a different artist each issue, which is fair enough. Who's doing it? Oh, but it says Frank Cho and Jason Keith. Look, I like Frank Cho stuff. I'm not sure who Jason Keith is, although he'll probably come to me later. But anyway, yeah, I really enjoyed this, and if you're an X-Men fan, as I say, you're probably going to pick this up anyway, but it's well worth the read. It's really good. I was going to talk about New Mutants. I'll do that in the next video, I think, because I've rambled on a little bit too much. Anyway, yeah, recommend it strongly. See you later, guys. Bye.